And welcome back to another ABE update, and now we are in August of 2022, so we're becoming increasingly recent now. And so for this update I will read out two messages, because the first one is very short and the second one isn't too long either, so I'll do them both together. So now we'll have the first two messages of August. The first one from the 4th of August and the second one from the 8th of August. So this is from Thursday the 4th of August. You have become such a species focused on the light, and this will become more evident now. You see that to integrate is to turn and face the dark also. But you seldom see, for your focus has always been towards the light. In this, you create more splintered parts. You bypass yourselves. You deny your entirety in favor for comfort. And what we can say here is that it's a kind of warning, or Abe is suggesting, in my interpretation, that there is danger in always seeking the light for a type of self-comfort. And this can be seen in a lot of the kind of pseudo-spiritual pathways, or some of the lighter side of positive psychology, and any of these kind of environments that are created to kind of offer comfort through this emphasis on the light, and that which really, as Abe says, is a way of bypassing ourselves, because we only focus on that one particular element, which actually, rather than helping to expand our understanding, can actually contain it, because we get falsely imprisoned in our own comfort zones, or in the artificial comfort zones, which are based around narratives of light, the light bearers, the light beings, and we don't confront the dark places which actually are triggering. And even by understanding our dark places in ourselves, we can understand those things which are the obstacles, those aspects which may be holding us back, or actually we may be confronting the very triggers we need to activate an expansion of awareness and perception. So Abe is saying that as a species, and even now it's becoming more evident, that we are overly bypassing ourselves and bypassing the route to expanded cognition by being directed through a uniformity of light towards an over comfort zone. So that's the first one. And the second message is from the Monday 8th of August. You see, and what we say here is that your definition of artificial intelligence now, at this point of transition, can either help you to allow or hinder you in this allowance. For hear this, it will fast pick up pace. And what we said here before is that what is so coming from your own relational point? What are you allowing to then allow to come forth? This must be a question you do so ask yourself. For you see, it may not look like your want, and what you have continually wanted for some time. But hear this, you will not feel displaced in this allowing, consistently in search, you see. But do so hear this also. Your point of relation is not dependable on anything other. So what can be built can also be destroyed. What will be allowed will be in continuance, you see. What is built on purpose can also be used to allow. If you see this, you will see that it has and will always be your relational points, the relational value, from on which will be built less on intent and more with content. You see, this is so true for anything other in which you are wanting to artificially allow also, with much relational continuance now. So principally, ABE bringing up the subject of artificial intelligence, or our definition of artificial intelligence. There's two different things. Our definition of artificial intelligence may not be the same as what artificial intelligence actually is, or artificial intellect maybe is closer to our definition. And it says that this subject is going to fast pick up pace. And as we know, the theme and practicality of artificial intelligence is fast advancing and emerging in our societies. And our understanding of this can either allow us or hinder us. And what I find here is that Abe is saying that it's about what you allow from yourself. After all, these forms of so-called artificial intelligence are being created by humankind, are coming from humanity. So they do not necessarily need to be a negative factor, because it depends on what we allow through us into our creations. But of course, as we know, the debate and the programming around artificial intelligence can have a very negative effect, because it can be part of a technocratic society and part of a kind of digitally managed control architecture and infrastructure. At the same time, artificial intelligence or artificial intellect can benefit humankind if used in a way to serve our own interests and our future potentials. It can serve to do certain logistical operations that free humanity into other areas. But of course, it's what we allow. And at the moment, society is allowing something else, not totally constructive. And so, we can feel displaced in how we allow. And we should understand that we should not be dependable on anything other. So we should not be dependable on these artificial constructs or artificial intelligence, because they are in continuance with ourselves. But of course, this may not be the point. As we know, it may be that society is being steered toward being dependable on these elements and these artificial external constructs. And if that is so, then humanity, of course, will lose its own allowance. What is built on purpose can also be used to allow. We are building these external structures on purpose, i.e. with intent. And they can be used to allow also. That means they can be used to relate with the larger picture, with the larger energies of the world, not just the physical terrain. They can be part of the whole bigger picture. As we know, we have satellites in space, we have other artificial constructs operating off planet. So they can be used as part of the allowance of life, because they are being built on purpose. They are something which are coming from human intention. So again, it comes back to what is the human intention. We have to see, and will always be related to our points, our relational value. And again, you see, everything comes through us, and certain things can come from us that we create that are not necessarily bad. We should get out of this kind of mindset that anything we create artificially is something negative. We are here as creators, or as allowance to create, to enable us to expand our comprehension and perception of reality. But it could be, of course, that these are being steered to limit and constrict our comprehension of reality. So it says this is true for anything other in which you are wanting to artificially allow. This applies to everything that we are artificially allowing or we are creating from us, that they can hinder us or allow us to go forward depending on how it's coming from our point of place. So this is one time that ABE was brought up, artificial intelligence. This subject was brought up more in the first volume of questions, where I deliberately asked about technology and artificial intelligence, which can be found in volume 1 communications, which I explored in my book Life in the Continuance. So as ABE finishes with much relational continuance now, everything is related to us, as we should be aware of by now. Okay, then I'll move on shortly to the next message in August. Thank you.